Thank you guys for watching the Animal One Guys YouTube channel. If you like my content, leave a comment down below. Ask me questions, let me know what you liked about it. And hey, click on the little like button. But please, if you want, go ahead and subscribe, because it helps my channel out. That way you can stay up to date with all my videos. And if you want, click on the bell icon to get notified. Right? Right? Huh? 1 out of 2. Not bad. Brumation is over. Now what? Here we go, guys. We're going to talk about brumation ending and what do we do. I've talked about it briefly in the brumation videos, but could only talk about it because my bearded dragon was either in brumation or going into brumation. But now we have Clementine, who has left brumation. So, spoiler alert, this is actually day 3 in the timeline. And don't worry, I've done nothing for her yet, and let me explain how that breaks down. So the first thing is, when brumation happens here, all I do is slightly lower the heat and the basking spot and turn off the UVB light. Got it. She lays here. She spent most of her time brumating right here and just laying. Eyes opened, laying. 3-4 months went by, nothing. Then I noticed her up top. She wasn't up top in the beginning of the day. She went up top at 7 o'clock at night. Their lights turn off at 8. So I did nothing. The next day, I turned the heat up. She was still there in the morning. I turned the heat up and the UVB light on. Now this is where we will see if brumation is truly ended or not, or maybe she just made her way to this spot. So we're looking for 2 things that will happen. 1, she'll stay there and she'll bask, bringing her body temperature up and absorbing the UVB rays for energy and for appetite. A for appetite, B for energy and D3 production. And then the heat, obviously, to wake up her cold body and get everything moving. Or option 2, she'll still want to be brumating, and this heat and this light will bother her, and she will leave. That has happened to me before too. Bearded dragons have just decided to brumate up here since up there is also cold, and I've turned on the UVB and I've turned on the heat, and within 15 minutes I've come back and they're in their cave and they're gone, and I shut everything off. They're still brumating. So that was day 2. So she decided to stay up there. I do not feed on day 2 unless on day 1 it was early in the morning. So basically I would need a day or most of a day for them to wake up, get their metabolism going, get all their other bodily functions going, their immune system fully operating, everything going so they can process food, still be healthy. So here we are, technically day 3 out of brumation, but now fully awake. And also on day 2, she just laid here mopey, head down, fully awake, getting heated, but spending some energy to wake everything up. So now this day comes. Her head is up. It's not laying down. She's awake. She's looking around. What do? We offer food now. That's right. We don't offer food before because it was too early. It can upset their stomach, cannot be good for them because digestion's not going. But now that we know she's awake, we can offer food. So here is the food I'm going to attempt to offer. I have turnip greens ripped up with some calcium and some bee pollen on it, as well as some yellow squash sitting in the same. Now, a big thing, you may see this pool of liquid here, which is really important for a bearded dragon that is just coming out of brumation. They have gone the whole time without eating or drinking. The drinking is a little more relevant at this point because they have shut their body down not to burn calories from the food, but even still, they are breathing the entire time. And depending on your humidity, even if you have a humidifier, etc., they're probably drying themselves out a little bit just by breathing. So we want to make sure that we are offering a very wet meal. And we're going to offer these greens and we're going to offer this yellow squash. Now, I know for sure she would probably eat dubia roaches, but when you powder a bug and feed a bug, it typically doesn't have as much wetness going on. So let's see what will happen. Now she hasn't seen turnip greens in months, so they're gonna just show them to her. Oh boy, she's like, what the heck is that? Let her smell it. And we may even turn her around so we can get a better view. Oh yeah, come here. Turn, 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 turn. Hi, thank you. Pissed already. But at least fully awake. Hi, look what I got here. It's dripping. We might even get the tip a little wet. And look at her look up at me and just drip a little bit of that water with bee pollen right on the tip of her nose there. She's mad. Okay. Now, when they wake up out of brumation like this, the worst thing you can feed them is bugs right away. The best thing, again, is wet veggies, whether that's turnip greens or squash, which I'm going to try, or bell pepper, whatever they go to eat. And if you have to actually do fruit the first time, some banana, some blueberries, some raspberries, that's okay too. We're trying to get some hydration. Now we're going to bring in some yellow squash, which hopefully it's got a little bit of color. You can tell it's very hydrated. Oh yeah. Perfect. There that goes. Look at how fast she's chewing. With her mouth wide open, very ladylike. Oh, you've gone under this one. You've been hungry, huh? That's fine. We'll get that later. So we're offering this food, hydrating her, getting her hungry. This is also this first eating, even if it's not big, guys, getting food in there is going to really then wake up and stimulate the rest of the metabolic system, because now you've got food going down her throat, down the esophagus, expanding that, opening that up, hydrating that. You've got hit in the stomach, water and food that's going to wake up all the stomach acids, wake up that whole process. Then it's going to get digested. It's going to move through the intestines. Think about this. Everything has been sitting raw in those stomach and intestines for months. This now is going to get digested, push that through. It's going to go through the intestines, push all that through, and then get pooped out. Remember that the first poop after brumation is typically pretty rancid. It's typically pretty dark in coloring and is typically, there's normally a lot of mass because that stuff's been sitting in there. We're going to feed her one more little piece, and then basically, guys, we're just going to continue to business as usual. But hydrated veggies are the #1 thing. If you want, in the comments, let me know how your brumation went, or if it's still going, and how long your bearded dragon's been brumating for. Take care, everybody. Thank you guys for supporting my reptile rescue family.